We would gather together. Even in my A-levels, I remember it was exactly in my exam times. We'd read dua together and then I would go pray. It affected. Let's not say, oh, because it's my exam season, no, I'm only gonna do the normal prayers and then I'm not gonna do anything else. No, of course, these spiritual things help you. It will help you. So every time it falls into the exam season, any of these important times of the year, whether it be Muharram, whether it be, for example, Ramadan or Sha'ban, Rajab, whatever it may be, it's not that this is secondary, it's less important. Let alone that some people, for example, because of yesterday, they would say that football is on, let me not go one day and then the next day I'll come. These majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein shows our loyalty to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. It shows our loyalty. It's not about what coming one night and then, okay, I came yesterday, so then tomorrow I don't need to come. It shows loyalty to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. In Ashura, people gave their lives for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. You cannot give 10 nights, every night 2-3 hours for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And not that Imam Hussein needs this, because he doesn't. You need this. It's a need from your side, not a need from Abu Abdullah's side. Let's not pretend that if we come to the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, if we go to the ziyarat, we're doing it because of Abu Abdullah. He doesn't need any of this. Of course he doesn't. But you need it. I need it. We need it. We need Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So even if we're doing these things, even if we're crying for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, we're doing it for ourselves. Let's not fall into false sense of security and say that, oh no, I'm crying for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, now I'm this important person and I've done so and so. We haven't done anything for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, none of us. Even if we come here, we make food, for example, for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Even if we do these, we're still doing it for ourselves. Even if we do these, we're still doing it for ourselves. When we say we do it for Abu Abdullah, so we do it for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Why? Because even if I can a centimeter go closer to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, I've benefited. I've still benefited. So let's remember these. These spiritual plans, having a spiritual gathering together as a family and as a community as we are here today, very important for an Islamic lifestyle, for an Islamic family. So let's not take these majalis for granted. Let's not take our communities for granted, our family for granted. We should do shukr to Allah that we have our families, our communities, we have together, we are together. And the way that we show this is by using it to the best of our ability, using these tools to better myself and the people around me. The second trait that should be in every single Islamic family, if we want to truly name it Islamic, is respect. Brothers and sisters, respect not just as a child to their father and mother, but between the father and mother, between a husband and wife. Respect. And the respect is different, of course. The male as, for example, the leader of the family, the head of the family, and the mother as the heart of the family. Now, respect is mentioned many times in the ahadith that a woman should show respect to their husband. And the other way around. To the point where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, that a person, again to the point of yesterday, a man will not just see, Rasulullah says that heaven will be haram to the person that is disrespectful in their own family. So as a father, They come and they have a really bad akhlaq in the house. To their wife, to their children. There's no respect there. There's no akhlaq there. This person, heaven is haram for them. See from yesterday and the nights before how many requirements there are to reach heaven. It is an exclusive club. Exclusive club that you have all these entities. And even when you don't, you enter heaven with the mercy of Allah. You still enter it with mercy of Allah. So akhlaq is extremely important. So this is Rasulullah saying that a man, heaven will become haram to them. This is respect. And if a man wants respect, they have to show what respect should look like so that they can receive it as well. Sometimes, in some Islamic families, the husband is extremely rude and without akhlaq, and then they think to themselves, why is my child is very rude and without akhlaq? Why? Why do they act this way with me? Well, go and think, who was their role model? Who did they see every day? They disrespect their mother. And then he said, why are you disrespecting your mother? Well, he just saw you a week ago. He's copying you. And vice versa. They don't respect their father. Why? Because they've seen how their mother treated their father. An Islamic family is a family of respect. The father to their wife and their children, speaking with respect. Sometimes because we think they're smaller than us or they're younger than us, then this respect. Of course, the way we show respect is different. One of the signs of respect, for example, is not to call them by their first name. Now, it doesn't mean, of course, a father doesn't call their son or daughter, Ali, Fatima, don't do this or do that. It's different. However, if a daughter or a son calls their dad with their first name, it's a sign of disrespect. So it's different. However, we have to go and look that when we want to give a certain punishment because they've done something bad, how am I supposed to go about doing this? How? So I'm in the circle of Islam, I'm in the confounds of Islam, I'm acting according to my son or my daughter. So that respect is there. I raise my voice to them in the places that Islam has told me raise your voice. Not, for example, they've done a mistake and they've broken a glass and it was by accident. Or they've done something that is not correct. They're not supposed to do this. However, I approach it with a calm and a collected manner where I show them what a man is supposed to be like. Which we're going to define this later on. Respect. Respect is very important. When I want to show my children how to have respect towards me, I show them with respecting my own mother and father. So when when they see their grandparents, and trust me, brothers and sisters, kids are very, very smart. They pick up things very, very quickly. They look to you as a role model. So when they are going to see their grandparents, the first thing that they unconsciously pick up is the way that you act towards your mother and father. Again, I have personal experience. I have seen this truly. When a father comes to see their own mother, kisses their mother's hands, brings them something, speaks with a certain love towards their own mother, the son and the daughter picks this up very fast. Very fast. It has an effect on their psychology. It has an effect. Some of the incapabilities of ourselves will be mirrored in our kids. If we just pay attention a little bit, we can see it. Even the language we use at home. Is it a language of love, or is it a language of being too comfortable? This is what I call it, too comfortable. Being too comfortable. Being too comfortable is not good. The language I use. How do I call my wife? How do I call my husband? With what names do I use? Or when I want to call them to come and eat, the kids, what language do I use? How do I show my affection? Sometimes our affection is too much through materialistic things. I want to show my affection, I keep buying them things. Islam does not teach this. Showing affection is not through constantly buying things. Actually, in some cases, it should be that you shouldn't buy this materialistic thing. And explain to them why. Why? Because you don't need it. For example, you have 4 or 5 toys. These many toys you don't need. It's israf. Maybe we should go buy something else. Maybe we should go buy a toy, but give it to another kid that is in need. What do you think about that? This is tarbiyat. This is you bringing up your kid in an Islamic way. Your child in an Islamic way. Not that every, for example, good thing that they do, I give a materialistic thing in return. Sometimes when our kids are even older, at an age where they understand they're in their late teens, for example, our affection and our teaching them, being a role model to them, is better shown through a letter. A letter. It's their birthday. Instead of giving them extravagant gifts, you can give them gifts, of course, it's very good. But next to it, you also write them a letter. Oh, my dear son or my dear daughter, I'm so glad that I have you. So on and so forth. Remember to always praise Allah Azza wa Jal. Always remember that your wajibat are the most important thing. Ahlul Bayt, don't forget them. These are all examples. You have to be creative. Being a father, being a mother, you have to be creative. Same thing when you're a mother. Actually, when you're a mother, the affection is more. The connection of affection is more. Because you're the heart of the family. It's holiday time. I don't take them to different holiday destinations every time where it's just normal leisure, which is good. That should also be in the plan. But I also take them, for example, I take them to Iraq, to Iran, to ziyarat. I take them to Karbala, I take them to Najaf, I take them to Mashhad. These are important. Not that it be the case that I've taken them all throughout Europe and Britain, and they reach the age of 16, 17, they haven't even once been to see any of the Imams. How are they supposed to have this connection with Ahlul Bayt? How? All they've seen is, they haven't even gone to the location to get that feeling of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, get that feeling of Imam Rida alayhi salam. Especially when they're very young, the connection they have is because they're pure, they're very strong. And when they're older, they always remember when they were a child and they came to Imam Rida alayhi salam. And you telling them, listen, anything you want, this is where you should ask. Anything you want, this is where you should ask. Sometimes our own faith is not strong enough and we don't tell them this. We say, oh, but they will give. Of course they will give. However, how do they give? You have to explain this. Sometimes they'll give it better, in a better way. Sometimes it is not good for us. And always, always later on in life, they will understand that that actually was the case. Because the Ahlul Bayt are the most loving individuals Allah has ever created. So of course they want the best for it. If how much I love my children, they love them more. They definitely love them more. Of course Allah loves them more. It's uncomparable. I should plant this seed in their hearts. It's your duty. And if you don't, I promise you, on the day of judgment, the first question they're going to ask, when they will grab your hand and say, why didn't you plant this seed? Why didn't you take care of the gift we gave you? It wasn't yours even to begin with. You were supposed to bring up these children for me, for Allah. You were supposed to bring them up with Islam. Why didn't you do so? There was an old man in Tehran many years ago, back in the days where they would, for example, have different rivers coming across, and they would dig these rivers or these canals so that the water would flow, and sewage and so on and so forth. And this man, he did most of all these canals in Tehran at that time. And one of the ulama, one of the scholars, after the passing of this person, saw him in his dream. And he said, all of the khidmat, all of the things that I've done for the people, the Muslimin in Tehran, with digging all these canals and these passages that, for example, take water to the houses or take sewage away, was not the same equivalent of sawab as it was if I had one, because he didn't get married throughout his life and he didn't have a child. It wouldn't have been the same if I would have had a child for only a second. They would have come to this world and said one time, La ilaha illallah, and they would have left this world. The blessings of this would have been higher. Now imagine if they pray. Imagine if they go and cry for Abu Abdullah Hussein. Imagine that they will continue this whole line of Shias on and on and on. Imagine this, how much sawab that has. The third quality and trait that should be amongst all Islamic families is calmness. And brothers and sisters, this calmness is mostly in the hands of the father in the house. There's a sense of calm. Also the mother. Also mother. But it really emanates and shows a lot in the father in the house. And that's when everything in the house is going. For example, there's a whole fight going on between the kids. Who's the authority? You have to be the authority figure. Come and put your foot down. What are you doing? With a sense of calm. With a sense of calm. Go look at history. Always those calm and collected leaders have been able to rule the best. And they have been the ones that have been good on this earth. They're very calm. Look at our Maraja, for example. Can you see how calm they are? Even in the most distressful times, stress is throughout the Muslim world, but they're very calm and they're very collected. And this is with our own actions. When I come into the house, my body language, my voice, the way I am is in a way that I instill calmness, and with that calmness, I can instill happiness. Now, unfortunately, brothers and sisters, sometimes we believe that calmness means being, for example, I don't know a good example, but being very dead in the house, being immobile, staying in one corner, not saying anything. That's not a sense of calmness. Actually, sometimes a sense of calmness is that I come into the house, I see that there is stress, and I create an environment or I say something that causes them to laugh. I break the tension. I make a nice mood. I create a nice mood in the house. This is also in groups of friends. Being calm, being collected, being intelligent doesn't mean I need to be, the best word I can use for it is abus. Being very immobile, being very, acting as if, sometimes this causes that people think that they're, for example, arrogant. No, sometimes being calm, being collected, controlling the situation is making a small little joke, playing around with the kids, tickling them. There's many examples. And this goes on as we get older, so that when we're much older, we're not one of those people where our children don't want us in their houses, or their wives or their husbands don't want us in their houses. Why? Because we always complain, and we're always bored, or we cannot sit down for 2 seconds. The grandchildren make noise, I keep telling them, be quiet. Don't run around, don't do this, don't do that. No. This continues on, this sense of calmness, because your family is grown. Now your kids have kids, and so on and so forth. As we get older, we get even calmer, we get even more, we have more a sense of leadership. And the fourth point, which actually I want to go in more depth in the fourth one, is qayrat. Now qayrat, it doesn't have a good translation in English. I know some people call it protective jealousy, however it's not. But alhamdulillah, all of us, we know what the word means, so we don't have to go in extensive explanation what does qayrat actually mean. Qayrat. Now, qayrat, that every Muslim should have, qira in Arabic, if you want to excuse me if the pronunciation is a little bit here and there. Now, qayrat is in many things. One is a national qayrat, for example, towards my country. I'm from, for example, let's say Pakistan. I have a qayrat towards we're not talking about government and politics, we're not talking about that. We're talking about to my people. There's nothing wrong with that. Not a sense of nationalism which it has little bit tendencies of racism. No, we're not talking about that. But I have a certain qayrat towards my people. Now, more important than that, which should actually eclipse this having qayrat for a nationalistic qayrat, is the qayrat for your deen, for your religion. The qayrat for your deen. Qayrat for your deen, we saw that the people in Karbala did not have qayrat for their deen, on the side of Yazid, of course. They sold their religion but for the wheat of Ray, or for a few dinar. Where one of these mal'uneen, when he died many months after, when he died in Egypt, he said that, why did I sell my religion for but only a few worldly things that were not enough? It wasn't equivalent. I gave my religion way too cheap. I sold it way too cheap. Qayrat for religion. Qayrat for your religion is the way that the ashab of Amir al-Mu'mineen got their tongue cut off. And you know who I'm talking about. Qayrat for your religion is the way where they said, if you fight, who do you follow? Do you follow Muawiyah or Yazid? As the Khawarij did. And if you said Amir al-Mu'mineen, they would kill you in the worst way possible. They would still defend Amir al-Mu'mineen. Qayrat is like Zuhair. If you know that you're going to be killed 1,000 times, you would give 1,000 lives for Sayyid al-Shuhada. That's qayrat. Qayrat for your religion. The third one, which is actually the one that I want to emphasize on and I have a certain ta'keed on, is the qairat for our own family, for our women. And I'm talking more to the brothers in today, however, also for the women. It's important for them to hear as well, in spouse selection especially. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, Sadiq al Muhammad, Allahumma, mentions that qairat is one of those three traits that for being a man you need. A man is defined with their qairat. A man isn't defined by their beard, brothers and sisters. Isn't defined by their bicep or how loudly they can shout. It is defined by, number one, how much they abide by the word of Allah. How much do they have qairat? Now all of you know the story of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. When he went away from Egypt, came to Hazrat Shu'aib, and Hazrat Shu'aib's daughters, they were at the well trying to take water out, but there was many men there, and they kept on taking water out without having any acknowledgement to these two women. Hazrat Musa, having qairat, saw this. He said, "Go, what are all of you men doing?" And of course they couldn't take out the water because it was very heavy. So he went and he filled up the buckets. And Hazrat Musa said to them, "Which way are you going? I'll take these for you." So they thanked him and they went towards Hazrat Shu'aib because he was very old at that time, very fragile. Hazrat Musa's qairat, even to himself, brothers and sisters, even to himself, towards himself, he said, you two women cannot walk in front of me. Now they were with hijab, of course, back then. However, still, if you walk in front of me, I'm looking at you. Walk behind me. And they asked him, "Well, if we walk in front, how are we going to tell you which way to go?" He said, "Either shout at me or throw rocks to the direction that you want me to go. But I will not agree to go with you if you guys are in front of me. I need to be in front of you." This is qairat. This is qairat. And when they reached to their father, the women told their father, try to get this man to work for us. Because he has two important traits. Number one, he's fearful of God. He's fearful of God. Number two, he has qairat. This is what defines a man. This is what defines a man. The story of Hazrat Yusuf, it wasn't only Zulaykha, it was many women. But Hazrat Yusuf was willing to go to prison but not dabble in haram. This is a man. Now let's not say, "Well, I don't have these traits, so I'm not going to, for me it's done, it's too hard, it's too difficult." No, let's try to reach these qualities of awliya of Allah, the prophets, the Ahlul Bayt, as much as we can. Let's not be lazy. Let's not give excuses. It is doable. If it was not doable, then Allah wouldn't have asked us. So it is doable. We can also do this. We should have qairat. Let me give you an example, a Quranic example of qairat. The Surah of Surah of Anfal, Ayah 58. Now, this surah, many other governments have to read this surah today because of the situation going on in Palestine today. Now, as the brothers and sisters know, in the time of the Prophet, there was 3 tribes of Jews living in Medina. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when Rasulullah reached Medina, he had a deal with the three Jewish tribes. He had a deal with them, and he said that we will be in a peace treaty. And by the way, while me saying this, just in brackets, please, brothers and sisters, go and research into what I'm saying, that the Jews were the most at peace and most at security in every government that was run by Muslims. Go and see this. They were the most safe in Islamic, you could say, countries or empires or kingdoms. They were the most safe in those. Now in Medina, they had a peace treaty with Rasulullah. And the Prophet told them, listen, do not, of course, annoy and tease Muslims, and we will not do. We live together in harmony next to each other in peace. And they agreed. All three tribes agreed. Now, one of these tribes, which is in this ayah of the 58 of Surah Anfal, one of the tribes, were usually, most of them were goldsmiths, or they dabbled in silver, gold, and these things. And they had a big, for example, shopping area where each of them had shops and so on and so forth. One day, a Muslim woman was walking in this, you could say, shopping center, equivalent of today. And a young Jewish man, very rudely, decided to somehow either take her abaya off or connect her abaya to a, for example, nearby wall, so that while she would walk, the abaya would fall off her. So that in front of these many men, they would see her without the abaya. Abaya, you could say chador, you could say the thing that the women at that time would have on their heads and all the way down. And we do have historical evidence that this is what they did. For those that believe that, no, this wasn't the hijab back then. Yes, it was. It was all the way from the head down. And we have riwayat and a hadith that even the women of the Ahlul Bayt, this is how they had hijab. Now, upon this event happening, she yelled out, and the Muslims came. The Muslims saw this, and a fight broke out. One of the Muslims killed this young Jewish man. And then the Jewish people attacked, and they killed this man that had killed the young Jewish man. So there was a fight. There was a fight, and then Rasulullah heard about this event that happened. We want to see the ghayrat of Rasulullah, brothers and sisters, the ghayrat of Rasulullah. Rasulullah ordered for 15 days to go around all of this tribe and to stop them from selling or buying or anything. For 15 days they were imprisoned. For 15 days they were imprisoned for what they did, breaking the treaty, having a fight, having a war. After the 15 days, this ayah of Surah Anfal was given to Rasulullah, where Allah said, you have to tell them to leave. So Allah told Rasulullah, you need to send them. So Rasulullah told them that you need to leave to Sham, modern day Syria. So all of them were kicked out of Medina, and they said, according to the alliance that we had and the peace treaty that we had, if you broke it, you need to leave. So you need to leave. You cannot stay here. And each of the Jewish tribes that were there, some of them, they went behind Rasulullah's back and they caused war with the mushrikeen of Mecca. They broke the treaty, and each of them, because of their breaking their oath, they were kicked out of Medina. Each of them. Not instigated by Rasulullah, but them. They broke the treaty. However, some might think by just the little thing that they did, they took the aba of a woman, Rasulullah kicked them out, the whole tribe out of Medina. Yes, that shows the ghayrat of Islam, the ghayrat of Islam. And so many of the problems of hijab that we have today, brothers and sisters, in Islamic countries and outside of Islamic countries, are mostly because of, maybe mostly or a lot of the reason is because of the ghayrat of men today. Why is it that men are lacking in this issue? Why is it that, na'uzu billah, unfortunately, some men see their wives or other women in their family as trophies to be shown? Of course they're not. This is against ghayrat. We are the ones that have to take care of, if, for example, they're wearing the correct dressing gown, if they're wearing their correct hijab, if what are they doing, what colors they should. It shouldn't be so extravagant colors that it grabs the eye, the attention of the masses. It is our duty as fathers, as husbands, as brothers. Again, in a respectful, calm way. We're not saying cause a fight in the family. In a respectful, calm way, but it's our duty. We have ghayrat. It's one of our responsibilities. Because we know what men think like. We're men. In one of Shaykh Mutari's books, he beautifully explains that the zat of a woman is that she is attractive to men. If it wasn't, then all of mankind would be finished now. There is an attraction there that we fight to be able to receive because of that attraction. We want that attraction. They're the magnet. And because of that, because Allah Azza wa Jalla knows exactly what He created, He's the one that said, okay, now wear the hijab, because this attraction is not for everyone. I put the attraction in you because of a specific reason, However, this attraction is not for everyone. If this attraction wasn't there, these families wouldn't be here. This sense of respect and love in the family, especially love between a husband and wife, wouldn't be there. However, is it for everyone to see? Of course not. That's why I say wear the hijab. But today we see that in Muslim communities, brothers and sisters, this is slacking. In Islamic countries and outside of Islamic countries. Where that if we want to use advertisement, we use women for advertisement. Exactly what Islam has told us not to do. We have what? We have hijab fashion. What does that even mean? Hijab means that I don't want you to be seen in public. I don't want everyone to be attracted, for everyone to see you, for you to be a sore thumb in the crowd. Fashion is to make you look good, to make you stand out in a crowd. Exact polar opposites of each other. Now they want to make the hijab this way, they want to spin it, put 3, for example, wear a turban. Please leave the turbans for the scholars. Don't wear turbans. Unfortunately, I don't know if you've seen these new fashions. The whole neck is showing. The neck is the part of the hijab. It's not only hair. Your ears are a part of the hijab. It's not only hair. Hijab is exactly the area that should be covered is mentioned in the Quran. Your face and your 2 hands. That's it. The same Allah that's created this attraction in women has said, wear the hijab. Now, who is a protector of this hijab? Men. It is men's duty in the family to ensure this, with respect, with calmness, and the right amount. Not too extra. Not some very old style families that, they say to their, for example, daughters, don't go to university. University you can't go to because I have ghayrat. Of course, that's not what we want. In the confounds of Islam is what we mean. where qira should be. Qirat is what defines a man, brothers and sisters. It defines a man. In Ashura, in Karbala, do you not think that why is it that Ali Akbar goes to war, Hazrat Qasim goes to war, all these men went to war, but the leader, the general does not go to war, stands back? Hazrat Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, today being his day, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas stays back and waits at the tent. Why? Because Imam Hussein alayhi salam has qayrat. He has qayrat. He leaves the best soldier for the women. Ya Abbas, you protect the women. Why is that Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, she had to come to Taliz Zainabiyya to see Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Because her tent was in a place, Abu Abdullah located it in a place that it would be far from the battlefield, so that men would not be looking at the women. The tent of the woman were located in the middle between all the men. So the tent of Abu Fadl Abbas and the tent of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, they were all located where the women would be in the center. They would be protected. Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, when she was walking in Medina, she would be in a way where Abu al-Fadl Abbas would be on one side, and Imam Hassan alayhi salam would be on one side, and Imam Hussein alayhi salam would be on one side. The more protected, the more there is ghayrat, the more valuable this thing is. The more valuable this treasure is. This treasure that is Bibi Zainab alayhi salam. How much value do you have for your own women? If you see value, you have ghayrat. If you see it only for your own eyes, you have ghayrat. And women, if you truly see yourself for your husbands, for your own men, then you cover up. Then you don't share your beauty with everyone. This beauty is not for everyone to see. When Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, they thought that they injured Abu Abdullah severely. And many thought that they've martyred Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And they went towards the tents. What did Abu Abdullah do? Grabbing a spear, trying to stand up, yelling at the army, saying that I am the one that fought with you and you fought with me. Why are you going towards the women? They have no part in this war. The Shimr la'natullah alayhi said, until Imam Hussein is alive, he has so much ghayra that he will not accept for us to go towards the tents. Called upon the army, turn back around. Turn back around, let's go finish off Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Then we can go towards the tents. Until the last moment, not a single man was alive when they went towards the tents, brothers and sisters. Not a single man, because each of them had ghayra. Not a single man was alive. Of course, with the exception of the one that was ill, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Any of the men that were in battle, they were not alive. They were all, with the last one being Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. This is the ghayrat of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. In a way where at the back of the tents, he would, in the day of Ashura, they would burn fire. They would collect all these woods that were in the desert. They would burn a fire so that they wouldn't attack the tents from behind. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein telling Zainab that Zainab, when all of this is done and all of us are killed, do not hit yourselves. Do not take away for even a second, your hijab. These men are not to be trusted. Do not even yell out loud so that these men do not hear your voices. This is the ghayrat of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. This is what we should go for. And the mountain of ghayrat being Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. It is for his ghayrat that he went towards bringing the children water. His ghayrat couldn't handle the amount of thirst that these young children of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein were enduring. Even today, brothers and sisters, even today, we see that around the beautiful grave of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, there is water. Even today, there is water. May inshallah all of us be blessed that we can one day, but even drink a drop of that water. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifana عليك مني جميع السلام الله عبدا وما بغيت وبغي الليل والنهار فلا جعله الله لآخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. Altogether, السلام على الحسين وعلى السلام عليك أيها الأبد الصالح المطيع لله وللرسول والأمير المؤمنين وللحسن والحسين صلى الله عليهم. السلام عليك ورحمة الله وبركاته ومغفرته ورضوانه على روحك وبدنك. أشهد وأشهد الله أنك مضيت على ما مضى به البدر as Abbas lay on the sands of Karbala, arrows taking away at his noble soul. By his side, the son of Ali. This is Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas speaking to his brother, calling him, "Oh my master, oh my master, Ya Aba Abdullah, how can I lie whilst you are standing? Oh Aba Abdullah, I have failed in my duty of water. Ya Aba Abdullah, I feel I've failed you as my mission came undone. The lips of your sons and daughters are still dry with the sons of Karbala. How will I answer my mother al-Baneen as she asks me, how have you done, my son? Let's remember that she did only ask when she heard the story, what happened to my son Al-Hussein? She did not even ask about Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. When she asks how I have done, how will I answer? Ya Aba Abdullah, Ya Aba Abdullah, please don't tell her that I lay on the sands of Karbala while you were standing, because she taught me that while you sit, I should be standing. Ya Aba Abdullah, don't tell her that I missed your call of aid, as she raised me such that before you ask, I've already obeyed. Ya Aba Abdullah, don't tell her I watched Ruqayyah while she was with thirst shaking as she raised me such that no Zahra would ever shake again. Ya Aba Abdullah, don't tell her that I saw Qasim licking his lips as she raised me such that I would ensure no Hassan would die kicking again. Ya Aba Abdullah, don't tell her that I watched and I witnessed the body of Akbar split and Arab and Irba as she raised me such that I ensure no Ali would be split again. Ya Aba Abdullah, please don't tell her that I heard the cry of Asqar as she raised me to ensure the story of Muhsin would never come again. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Then I asked one favor before being forced apart from one another. Well done, my beloved Abbas. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, as he saw Abbas being martyred, he said, "Oh, my back, I feel as if my back has been broken." Before being forced apart from another time. Well done, Abbas. Well done, Qamar Bani Hashim. But please honor me by calling me your brother. Abbas, with his last breath, then gave Abu Abdullah a gift like no other. I beg you, my beloved brother Hussein, even of this don't tell my mother. As the water gently ripped over the river of Furat, between two rivers, Abbas was laying on the sands of Karbala, thirsty like his brother Hussein. Altogether, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اسمك العظيم الأعظم أجل الأكرم. بك يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله. For the faraj of Imam Zaman alayhi salam, salawat bar Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. صلوات بر الإمام.
हाथ कलाम थी गए वो जदा गाजी दे, हाथ कलाम थी गए जदा गाजी दे, ते मुक मान गया शुरफादा रख सार लावार दी गर्दन ते, मैं कुकिन बंदे पासे वो जिथे ढेर होवे हजूम सिपादा वो मैं कुकिन लादा बिन बाज वदे ना वेखे चन ज़रा हाथ कलाम थी गए जदगादी दे ते झुक जुलिया अलाम निशाने ते अब्बास दी भेड़ ने यूं वेले की तखैमिया विच लाल बीबिया दी मैं कोई नहीं जामन थड़े भुरकिया दी हुण हर कोई खुद निगराने वो मेडल गया गाजी जीन उतो मेडी कैद दा हुण इम्कान गाजिया दा मेरी लाश न चा मैं अकबर नहीं तयब्बास ने रो फरमाया मैं दरिया तय टेक के तलिया बहु खा अकबर चा तेरे पुत्र ने साथ दिता वो तेरे गल माई पाया ते पूरा साथ निभाया मैंने कोई नहीं बाजू नाल ते तू थकाया ज़रा जा चुम वीर दी मसे शोबीर आखे तड़ी मौत ने कमारन वा छोड़ी चुम वीर दी मसे शोबीर आखे तड़ी मौत ने कमारन वा छोड़ी तकुला दा वेख के घोड़े तू मस्तूर खाक नवा छोड़ी चुम वीर दिमा से मातम हुसैन सैयदी या अब्बास या अब्बास या अब्बास अबुल फज़ल अब्बास या अबुल फज़ल अब्बास सैयदी या अब्बास फज़ल अब्बास या अबुल फज़ल अब्बास या अबुल फज़ल अब्बास है सारा जाया दा आसरा गाजी सारा जाया दा आसरा गाजी सारा जाया दा आसरा गाजी है सारा जाया दा आसरा गाजी सारा जाया दा आसरा है ज़रा जाया दा आसरा गाजी है ज़रा जाया दा आसरा गाजी होया करबल दे विच होया करबल दे विच जुदा गाजी ज़रा जाया दा आसरा गाजी है ज़रा जाया कहें भाई छह जगह तो हुसैन छोड़े आसरा गाजी ज़रा जाया सातु ज़ैनब दिल गई चादर सातु ज़ैनब दिल गई चादर कदमक तल न टुर पिया गाजी ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी ज़रा जाया हमें सड़ते रे ओ आधी रही है हमें सड़ते रे ओ आधी रही शिमर तू आके बचा गाजी ज़रा जाया द आसरा कि मैं जावा ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी ज़रा जाया मेरी चादर खुदा दा पर्दा है मेरी चादर खुदा दा पर्दा है मेरी चादर बचा ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी 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 ज़रा जाया द आसरा गाजी
سقای بی دست با کام عطشان در خون نشسته دستش بریده تیرش بدیده فرقش شکسته سقا فدا شد دستش جدا شد مظلوم ابوالفضل 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 ای وای از این غم دشمن بخندد، بابا بگرید، بابا بگرید. تنها نه بابا زهرا برای سقا بگرید، سقا بگرید. سقا فدا شد دستش جدا شد، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم مظلوم ابوالفضل. هر خیمه رفتم با گریه گشتم، آبی ندیدم، آبی ندیدم. با کام عطشان یک آه جانسوز از دل کشیدم، از دل کشیدم. سقا فدا شد دستش جدا شد، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، ابوالفضل مظلوم، مظلوم ابوالفضل. بابا ز میدان آمد ولی با قد خمیده، قد خمیده. دیدم به دستش با چشم گریان دست بریده، دست بریده. سقا فدا شد دستش جدا شد، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، ابوالفضل. من دیده گریان زینب غمین و زهرا عزادار، زهرا عزادار. بابا غریب و در موج دشمن شد بی علمدار، شد بی علمدار. سقا فدا شد دستش جدا شد، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل، مظلوم ابوالفضل. ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار نیامد، ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار نیامد، ای اهل حرم علمدار نیامد. سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. ای اهل حرم علمدار نیامد، میر و علمدار نیامد، علمدار. ای اهل حرم شاه حرم رفت ز دنیا، ای اهل حرم شاه حرم رفت ز دنیا. آمد ببرش مادر او حضرت زهرا، ای سینه زنان دست علمدار فتاده، ای سینه زنان فرق علمدار شکسته. خم گشته علم گشته علمدار چو خسته، خدا ساقی و سردار نیامد. ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار، ای اهل حرم علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، سقای حسین سالار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. ای اهل حرم پیر و علمدار، در قصه دلبر و دلدار نیامد، در قصه دلبر و دلدار نیامد. آن مهوش مهروی وفادار نیامد، پوسید نگاهی به رهی از سر امید، سقا و سپهدار و علمدار نیامد. ای اهل حرم پیر و علم نیامد، ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. ای اهل حرم علمدار نیامد، ای اهل حرم میر و علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد، علمدار نیامد. سقای حسین سید و سالار نیامد، سقای حسین سید.
صلوا علی محمد و آل محمد. اللهم صل على يا كاشف الكرب عن وجه أخيه الحسين، اكشف كربي بحق أخيك الحسين. عالمشرع العباس صاب السهم عينه، عالمشرع صاب أحا يا سهم العين، وانكسر ظهري حسين. أحا يا سهم العين، وانكسر ظهري حسين، واحنا انقطع بينا عالمشرق العباس صاب السهم. أحا يا سهم العين، وانكسر ظهر حسين. أحا يا سهم، وانكسر ظهر حسين، واحنا نقيم قابلت شاطي العلقومي او فجر دميعها، واحنا تضيليعها. قابلت شاطي العلقومي فجر دميعها، واحنا تضيلي. صرخت ويديعت فاطمة، صرخت في زحها، واحنا يا قمر هاشم مصرعك، لاختك في جحا، واحنا تضيع. وجتالي خوك حسين وجتالي خوك حسين فرهة صواوينا وجتالي خوك حسين فرهة صواوينا والسهم والعمود قطع جفوف الجود والسهم والعمود قطع جفوف الجود واحنا انقطع بينا إصاب والسهم عينه عالمشرعة أحا يا سهم العين وانكسر ظهر حسين واحنا انقطاع قبلت شاطي العلقومي وفجر دمعها واحنا تضيلع صرخت ويديعت فاطمة صرخت في زحة واحنا يا قمر هاشم مصرعك لاختك في جحة واحنا تضيق وجتالي خوك حسين فرهة صواوينا وجتالي فرهة والسهم والعمود قطع جفوف الجود والسهم واحنا انقطاع بينا عالمش صاب والسهم عينه عالمش صاب والسهم أحايا وانكسر ظهر حسين واحنا انقطاع بينا هذا مو عباس سبع القنطرة هذا مو عباس سبع القنطرة هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى هذا مو عباس هذا مو هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى هذا كل الكون طايح هذا مو عباس هذا كل الكون كل اليوم مقطوع الجفوف، الكون كل اليوم مقطوع الجفوف، هذا مو عباس طايح بالطفوف، هذا مو عباس طايح بالطفوف، والزكية عنه تتنوح وتطوف، والزكية عنه تتنوح وتطوف، ما لقت عباس شافت حيدره، ما لقت عباس شافت حيدره، هذا مو عباس سبع القنطرة، هذا كل دنق الموت القبض روح الكفيل، دنق الموت القبض روح الكفيل، باس دم الهامة والمدمع يسيل، باس دم الهامة والمدمع يسيل، قل له جيتك نادم وعندك دخيل، قل له جيتك نادم وعندك دخيل، أرجو من حامل دخيل المعذرة، أرجو من حامل دخيل المعذرة، هذا مو عباس سبع، هذا مو عباس، من وقع عباس فوق المشرعة، من وقع عباس فوق المشرعة، هدم أركان الأمية بمصرعه، هدم أركان الأمية بمصرعه، لا تشوفوف وقام هاي الفاجعة، لا تشوفوف وقام هاي الفاجعة، والبطل معروف عند الزمجرة، والبطل معروف عند الزمجرة، هذا مو عباس سبع، هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى، هذا كل الكون، الكون كل اليوم مقطوع الجفوف، الكون كل اليوم مقطوع الجفوف، هذا مو عباس طايح بالطفوف، هذا مو عباس طايح بالطفوف، والزكية عنه تتنوح وتطوف، والزكية عنه تتنوح وتطوف، ما لقت عباس شافت حيدره، ما لقت عباس شافت حيدره، هذا مو عباس سبع القنطرة، هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى، هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى، هذا مو عباس، هذا مو عباس سبع القنطرة، هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى، هذا كل الكون طايح عالثرى، صلوات.
حي على خير الأمل، حي على خير الأمل، حي على خير الأمل، يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين، باوفا يا عباس، باوفا يا عباس، باوفا बावफा गाजी मेरे, बावफा गाजी मेरे, बावफा या अब्बास, बावफा या अब्बास, सलाम गाजी सलाम गाजी, वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी, सलाम गाजी, सलाम गाजी सलाम गाजी, वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी, बावफा या अब्बास, बावफा, तेरे अलम का है हम पे साया, अलम पे साया है पंजतन का, तेरे अलम का है हम पे साया, अलम पे साया है पंजतन का, बुलंद तेरा मकाम गाजी, वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी, सलाम गाजी सलाम गाजी, वफा का तू है। अलम का जब से हुआ साया जमीन करबो बला पे मौला। अलम का जब से हुआ है साया जमीन करबो बला पे मौला। तेरा है चलता निज़ाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी। सलाम गाजी सलाम गाजी। तू बावफा है तू लापता है बेआसरों का तू आसरा है। तू बावफा है तू लापता है बेआसरों का तू आसरा है। जहाँ में चर्चा है आम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी। सलाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि
صلوات على محمد وآل محمد وأبا الفضل العباس. بند قلب دختر زهرا گسست تا کنار علقمه افتاده است. با عمودی فرق ابا صد شکست خورد با صورت زمین آن محجبی. تا علم دار حرم از حال رفت. یوسف زهرا سوی گودال رفت. دست دشمن جانب خلخال رفت. حمله کردن از یسار و از یمین. You can repeat. یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین. repeat. علم دار یا دار امین. بند قلب دختر زهرا گسست تا کنار علقمه افتاد است. با عمودی فرق ابا صد شکست خورد با صورت زمین اون محجبین. یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا امین. تا علم دار حرم از حال رفت. یوسف زهرا سوی گلدان رفت. یوسف زهرا سوی گودان رفت. دست دشمن جانب خلخال رفت. حمله کردند از یسار و از یمین. یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین. رو سینه زن شد و شب گریه کرد. روز سینه زن شد و شب گریه کرد شمر تا خندید زینب گریه کرد شمر تا خندید زینب گریه کرد نعل می رقصید و مرکب گریه کرد زغ می رقصید و مرکب گریه کرد ذوالجناح آمد به خیمه شرمگین ذوالجناح آمد به خیمه شرمگین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین تو نبودی خیمه را آتش زدن تو نبودی خیمه را آتش زدن عشق را در کربلا آتش زدن عشق را در کربلا آتش زدن بچه ها را بی صدا آتش زدن سوخت اون شب قلب ختم المرسلین سوخت آن شب قلب ختم المرسلین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین بند قلب دختر زهرا گسست تا کنار علقمه افتاد دست یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین یا علم دار امین صلوات محمد و آل محمد toward Qibla brother and sisters بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم اللهم نسألك و ندعوك باسمك العظیم الاعظم الاعز الاجل الاکرم بدماء شهدائنا و بحق امام زماننا یا الله یا رحمان یا رحیم یا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دینک الهی یا حمید و بحق محمد الهی یا عالی و بحق علی الهی یا فاطر و بحق فاطمه الهی یا محسن و بحق الحسن الهی یا قدیم الاحسان بحق الحسین اللهم اغفر للمؤمنین والمؤمنات والمسلمین والمسلمات الاحیاء منهم والاموات انك قاضی الحاجات انك مجیب الدعوات برحمتك یا ارحم الراحمین. For the peace of soul of our beloved one, parents and relatives and of all attendees who passed away, for the peace of soul of them, please recite, and also for the peace of soul of recent ones who passed away, Lady Nasreen Salah and also Lady Nusrat Hosseini and also Saida Rahimi. For these ladies passed away recently, for the peace of soul of them, please recite Fatiha ma'al ikhlas wa salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala. Brothers and sisters, we asked tonight, asking Almighty God for full health and comfort of all attendees, and also for full health and comfort of a person who is serious surgery, major surgery, the relevance of the sister Akhlas and brother Hani, who have serious surgery back in home, asking all of you to recite 5 times Amma Yujib, please. Amma Yujibul المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء عما يجيب 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 المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. صلوات.